Hey everyone, welcome back. Another day, another model. How do you like that one? Remember this guy? This was the Mavericks F-14 from the movie Tomcat. That's at least what's left of it. I actually found this out in the yard. I thought the whole thing had gone in the garbage, but apparently not. So yeah, it still deserves to be in the garbage. So we'll just leave it over there. What are we doing today? As you might have guessed here, we're working on the AT-AT from Star Wars by Bandai, 1/4 to 144th scale. We're going to start on this finally. It's been sitting here for a little bit of time. As obviously you can tell, I have opened the box and I've opened up all the bags. There's quite a few little parts. Most of the parts on this thing appear to be legs and the pieces of the legs. There's quite a bit of layers of, I guess, of depth. That's the neck for the head. We even got our nice little red laser beams for shooting. Well, we got 2 sprues or trees, whatever you want to call them, just of the leg pieces. So that's fun. That'll take up a long time. And we got snow. We have snow, even though it's September now. We have snow. Nice stand to put it on, which I kind of actually find that a little funny, that it comes with a stand. Even though this thing has 4 legs and stands up on its own, but they put that little hole in there kind of as a default thing to put a, some kind of stand-up thing to either hold it or a flying thing. I've heard that Bandai has made a 144 scale snow speeder. Is that what they called them in Empire Strikes Back? So you can actually have it like to scale with this thing. So that's kind of cool. I gotta turn this down. That's just a little bit much for me. So yeah. I figured we'd start on this. I did watch a YouTube video of someone else building this thing, and it looks fairly straightforward, as most Bandai things are. But one thing I was looking at, he does painted with an airbrush, starting with basically painting the whole friggin' thing black, and then doing white in the middle of the panels, and then doing a light gray over top of it all. And which led me to thinking, well, what color are these things? What color were these things in The Empire Strikes Back? Because that's really the movie that these things, we first got to see these things. We didn't really see them in, I don't think they were in Return of the Jedi at all. And of course, by the time they came out with The Force Returns, episode 7, 8, 9 or whatever it is, they had upgraded these things and they're not AT-ATs anymore. So I happen to have a copy of Empire Strikes Back on my computer, and I took some screenshots, and I kind of shouldn't have done that, because whenever I do that, whenever I go back to a movie to take screenshots, take still shots of specific scenes or whatever, like I did that with Top Gun, right? I went back and got still shots of Mavericks F-14 so I could see what missiles they had on it and the armaments and the colors of it and everything like that. So I did the same thing with this. And, well, I shouldn't do that. Let me bring this up. Because there's so many different things. I went and watched a video of, it was like the way back in the day when George Lucas decided to kind of redo the original Star Wars films, and they had like extra footage and stuff like that, and they had special features in them that showed like some of the filming of it and stuff like that. So I watched that video and I took some still shots of that to see what color were the models that they actually used when they filmed these things, right? So let me see if I can bring that up here. I think that's in this one here. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, that thing looks almost white in that picture there, right? Got my mouse on the screen here. Very, very white looking. It's not really gray. That's a good close-up of the guns there and what they did with them. And then there's one of the feet, right? Another picture there, you can see there's one in the background. It's a little bit darker gray instead of that really bright, almost white color, right? Now here we go. We got the scene from this movie where they're walking up, and you can really see the red eye, or whatever, cockpit, the red lighting they used there. And there, of course, they're this same kind of gray that this model is molded in. There's a scene there where the speeders are flying by it. Again, it's just a gray. You can see there's some lighter panels kind of in this area here, right? Here's a good shot of the really bright, almost white one. Here we go again. Now, what I noticed about this scene here, the one that is in the forefront on the right side here is a really dark gray compared to those other two. Like, it's just unusual. And then they show it from the front. That thing almost looks green, like it's camouflaged or something. Yeah, so it's like, I don't remember there being a really dark one like that. Like, what's going on here? Here we go. There it is again, right? Another shot. I don't know. I know. What is the dark gray? What's the significance of that one being so much darker in color than the other ones? Which you didn't see in that very first scene when they show them all walking along there. There's where Luke is wrapping the wire around the legs on that one, and it almost looks like it's got panels of like rust on it, like it's really worn out. Really well used, this one. It's got a lot of weathering on it. I thought that was kind of cool. And then they're getting closer to the base, and now they all look like they're the same color pretty much, right? Not much difference at all. And there we have, I think that's a darker one again, where Luke has got his cable up in the in the belly there, and he's going to cut that panel open. There's a good close-up of the detail. Suddenly this thing becomes a really bright gray color again. Typical fashion. I like the detail here where they show like the grease coming out of the leg joint, adding some realism there. I like that. And there's our super dark one again, back with that one. So the same thing, but it's exactly the same, other than the fact that it's a really dark gray color. So yeah, so I just thought that was really unique. And of course, you know, I watched that to get the colors, and it's like, where the fuck did this dark gray one come from, right? Maybe I should make it that. I should paint this thing to be like that one special one. I don't know. I don't even know what the significance of that one was. But nevertheless, in the end, I decided, I think I'll just leave this the color that they molded it in. And I'll do my normal, typical weathering things. I'm not going to spray it with a base gray or anything like that, because I kind of want to leave this little bit of a sheen that it has on it. It's a little bit, it's almost like, you know, the typical plastic. It's like a semi-gloss almost, right? So that's what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm going to do. So let's get into this here. With all that jibber jabber and blah 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 I was talking about, let's see what we're supposed to start with. Typical Bandai instructions are very nice and clear and fairly straightforward. There's all the legs. Looks like we're going to start with the neck and head portion. And there we go, and that's about it. And then we got our full color, even though it's all in gray. But we got a couple of pilots too. All right, we've got pilots in this thing. Because I don't normally do the pilot thing. I don't normally build them. That's just me. But in any case, so we start off by building the head. Let's see, so we want A. We gotta find A. That's B. And that's B. Oh, we got B1 and B2. Okay. Which one is this? That's A. That's what we're looking for. Okay. We want A, 26 and 27. I was so proud I got my first critical review on one of my YouTube videos. Which, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, go check out my Twitch channel, Duplicitous_29. Twitch.tv/Duplicitous_29. That's a bit of a mouthful. Check me out there. Follow me on Twitch. I could use extra followers. That would really help me out. But anyway, a guy commented on my A10 Warhawk build it's of course the one where I did it with my shirt off with the fake hot tub background, you know, with the whole hot tub meta that was going on at the time. He didn't seem to appreciate having to look at my belly. Whoops. And but that's okay. I guess he didn't get the humor in it. That's all right. Can't please everyone all the time, right? But that's okay. I just did it as a joke. At the time, I thought I was doing something that was kind of unique. And I realized there's actually quite a bit of other guys that were doing this stupid hot tub stream thing with their own things, wearing freaking bikini tops and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, I'm glad I never went there with that. Okay, so this, we show it like this with that, and then this just sits on top. Like that. I guess it stays loose. We'll see when we get to the other two pieces here, A14 and 25. It's going to be one of those things where I'm putting my glasses on and off and on and off again. I'm just going to do this. I can't have both of them at the same time. There we go. That's going to be a little bit better. I just need to close this window now. Get this back up here. Okay, that's better. Where are we here? A14 and 25. It's 25. Yeah, I think I actually did, if I remember correctly, I did 2 videos of me not wearing my shirt and with the fake hot tub in the background. One was just a still picture and the other was like a looped video of the water moving around. And yeah, I thought it was humorous at the time, but I guess not everybody who watches model building videos appreciates that kind of humor. And so, yeah, he seemed to give me some criticism there about it. He also mentioned that I should have this window much bigger to show the work that I'm doing better. And I was thinking to myself, well then, what about, you're not going to see my face if I'm just focusing on everything else. Okay, so I don't know if I'm putting this in the right way or not. It might not be. It doesn't seem to fit. Maybe I got this upside down. Maybe this has to go like this. Nope. That is supposed to stick out of there. But which way does it go? Maybe like this. Okay, so I think I had it the right way around before, but I didn't have it sticking out far enough. Looks like it's very limited. Maybe I got it the wrong way around. Like this. Maybe that's how it goes, instead of this. It's supposed to go like that. Yeah. Alright, and that gives it that. This can slide in and out of there, and this can rotate. Alright. So, that's done. Now we get the other half. Another thing that's kind of neat about this particular model is all the painting can be done after it's all assembled, which is kind of nice. I'll put it, the whole thing together and then do all the weathering and everything that needs to be done, and that's kind of cool. And of course it's a Bandai kit, so there's no glue. You don't have to make anything permanent until you want to. So that's always a nice feature too. There we go. That's kind of neat. And then we do A6 and put that on top there. Looks like this big piece here. Yep. Sometimes the pieces, you trim them off and they're perfect, and other times you just have to trim a little bit. So then this now goes over top of that. This has to be stuck out for you to be able to do that. That is going to limit the movement there too, but that's okay. That's kind of neat. So that's how the neck is going to move, or you can shove it back in and then it's solid. There we go. Okay, so that's done. This part's done. We're already flipping a page. Okay, this is the pilot seating area, A4. This guy here. A4. And it's going to go to C4. And I think C4. This is C. You don't want to use real C4 because we want this to stay together. So we don't want it to wind up like Maverick's F-14 did. Okay, so it looks like we take this and it goes right there. that's their two seats. Now, they're going to be so small, and it's just going to be a little slit of a window for them to see through. I don't think I'm ever going to see them, so I'm not going to bother putting the pilots in there. I do need A5. Which is this piece here. This piece goes on there, and they want it facing this way. This is their dashboard. There we go. There's their dashboard with their controls, or lack thereof. And then this piece looks like it's got these little slotty things. They go like that. But where? Okay. There's only one spot that these can go on, and that's like right there. And there we go. So there's how the head's going to move. And then this can rotate. Can actually go up in quite an angle to look up. It just can't go down unless this is upside down. But I don't think it is. They show the slot at the top for this to be able to do that. But that's the only movement to point down. Which is kind of very restrictive. I'm tempted to cut that slot out a little bit there to allow it to actually point down. I'm actually going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So let's take this apart. I know I just snapped it together, but we're going to take it apart and take these two halves apart if I can get at them. Thinking, is it worth the trouble? I don't know yet. But I'm going to find out. Thinking, well, hey, you just spent the time putting this together. Why are you taking it apart just to mash it up? Well, because I want to. That's why. I think I'm going to have to take this whole thing apart. Which is okay. gotta take it all apart. There we go. Okay, so it's this piece here. It only goes to there, and that's it. So I want to carve some of this out. Just a little more. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Just to give it a little bit more movement. As far as I'm concerned, I just want it to be able to look down to the ground a little bit better. Is that too much to ask? That it can look down at the ground? I don't think so. Let's put these together again. Just so I have them lined up. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's snapped back together. Okay, so now put this back in. It actually sits, it points down just a little bit. I actually want to do more. I want to carve it down to where it meets that circle. I need these off so I can really look close at it. Okay, file it just to make sure it stays flat. So it's really easy to have it curve, and I don't want it to curve, I want it flat. There we go. We got it now. Where are we here? And we have another problem. It's actually hitting this peg. That's what's stopping it now. It was that hole, but now it's that peg. But I can fix that easy enough. Just going to mark on here where it's hitting. And I can carve that out. not going to do anything to the structural integrity of this piece. So just merely taking out this section right there of this webbing. Just like that. Can you see that? I just took out that webbing right there. Where'd my knife go? There it is. So I want to curve down in the middle here, just a little bit. There we go. Now, that shouldn't be an issue. There we go. Just need to file this down. There we go. Now it's not hitting that. The restriction is, in fact, just hitting that piece. Okay, let's get her back together now. This had to go on here, like this, and then stick in here, like that, and then this went together. Do I have this? I better double check. I might have it upside down now. Let's go back. So I had it like that. Yep. I do have it upside down now. Good thing I checked. Okay. Because it's easier to listen to, look at the instructions when I'm doing the proper side. Yeah, see, that's wrong. This piece like this, and this goes in here, that, and then this goes like that, and then it goes together. There we go. And how much did we accomplish? About 2 degrees. So instead of sitting at, I don't know, 0, we can go to like -2. All that to accomplish practically nothing. But it actually does go. It might be noticeable once it's all together. This goes like this. Once this is pulled out all the way. It doesn't want to go now. There we go. That. There we go. And it still moves. Except now it can look down a lot better. Much easier to shoot the guys on the ground. Okay, so now holding that there, now not only can look how much better that head can tilt down. That's much better, as well as almost straight up. All right, that's done. Okay, A2 and A7. There's A7. And I need A2. Oh, A2 is our red lens. And I see they want me to put on a couple of decals on the red lens. So I think this will be one of the few times I'm not going to use the water slide. So I looked at the decals, and of course they give you two options of them. As usual, you can either do the water slide or you can do the stickers. And this is one case where I'm not going to mind the stickers because it's a little window, and it's not going to make any difference whether I use stickers or I use the water slide, but the detail is exactly the same. So, and they're in a spot that's not really going to get noticed. So they just want me to put number 1 and number 2, and that's it. And all they are is just a couple of little lines. So that's easy enough. At least I think it's easy enough. There we go. There's one. So they want it. Just pick a random spot. Okay. Good enough. There's one. And then number 2. It's almost like there's just a designated. This is where pilot number 1 is, and this is where pilot number 2 is. I don't know if the camera will really pick that up or not. You can see the decals on there. What do we got here? Undefined Duplicitous 29. Hello, if you need real free, yeah, I like free, and high quality, I like high quality service to increase your viewers, check streamdetails.com. Top streamers already use it. Thank you. This looks like it just goes like this on here. Like that. And there's their view window. Just like that. Then we put the head on. So we can cover up all his naughty bits. There we go. And we want A11 and 18, our chameleon eyes. I saw in the filming video where they were filming it that they actually brought in elephants so they could look at the way elephants walk, and so they could mimic them and how these things walk. Which on the one hand is kind of neat, but on the other hand, couldn't they have just watched, I don't know, National Geographic shows from Africa, you know, and watched how elephants walk that way? Or something? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Here's Chameleon Eye number 1. And Chameleon Eye number 2. It wasn't until I watched that that I got the sense of chameleon eyes. And it's like, wait a second. And this just slides right over everything. Just like that. Just like that. So, you know, you can't even see in there at all. Even though I go, whoa, you can't see anything in there. You can't even see the decals I put on there, right? So, putting pilots inside, so there you go, pull that out. Now I can look down. That's the movement from the back of the neck. That's about straight level right there, and now I could got that extra movement, which is not much, but you know, that could mean he wants to fire 100 feet out, but his neck won't move down any further, but this one does, so he can actually shoot 80 feet out. There, did him a favor. Alright, looks like we're going to assemble some guns. We want C2 and C3's next, so I might as well just take them both off the tree here. That's 2. So that's this one. That's 3. So while I'm just here, I'm going to take this off of the tree so that I can get rid of the tree. Go. That's done there. Now I can get rid of this. There's nothing else on here, so these can go. Woohoo! All right. Okay. C3 or C2 is this one, and I need a 12, 13, and 16. 12. 12, 13, 16 right here. Okay. So, just want to make sure this is nice and clean looking. Okay. Okay, so this goes like this in there somehow. Like that. Okay. And then I had another side. This goes on like that. Sandwich that piece inside, and then this slides down over top of it all. But it's not clean enough off the tree, so I need to redo it. It's got a little bit needs cleaning up off there. There we go. Okay, put her back on. There we go. And that's one gun done. One gun done. Now we want 17, 19, 20. There's 17. And 19 and 20. Okay. There's that. All right. So first of all, this goes on there, like so. Then the other side comes in, sandwiches it together, like that, and then this piece goes on there, just like that. All right, so we've got two guns, and they go underneath here. It almost looks like I'm going to be able to slide them back and forth. Maybe not. I am incorrect. I will not be able to slide them back and forth. Oh, I can. That is cool. So if I do that, it's like it's fire the lasers. That is cool, so I can stagger them like that. And I can slide it forward like that. Slide this one back. Slide it forward. That's pretty cool. I'm impressed with that. That's pretty nifty. Okay. Head's done. Well, not quite, because we got no cannons on the eyes. You gotta have cannons on your eyes, you know? Like Austin Powers wanted. laser beams on your freaking foreheads. Anyway, the head's done for now. Now, the big long journey of doing the legs. I want to check something real quick here. I think before I get into the legs, I am going to I'm going to call it a night. But we got this accomplished. And I am happy with the fact that I can point it down a little bit further than just straight. Because only being able to tilt down like that is a little disappointing. Especially when you can tilt up so much. But anyway, especially when you look at these bands that are going around here, there's no band going up at the top on the front section, only at the back here, but underneath you've got them both on the front and the back, and so you get them on the front and the back, and here and here, which implies that they could go and close and make it contract more down, but yet it doesn't. So yeah, it would have been nice. But anyway, I think we're going to call that done. Can't even see, just barely. If I get it in the right light, I can see the decals in there. These black lines, which really mean nothing. In any case, I think we're going to call that a night. And see, we're done. We're done for now. Might be back tomorrow to continue this. Long weekend here in Canada, so if I'm not back tomorrow, I can be back Sunday or Monday, and we can go from there. So with that, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for watching. Thanks for coming out, and yeah, we'll see you all next time. Thanks again.